So we are a nonprofit that is based in Los Angeles County, and the population that we serve is people in early stages of addiction recovery. And our goal is to help them grow physically stronger, emotionally stronger, mentally stronger so that they can do their best at the hard work of recovery. And then we take them to events so they get to see what the running community is like and get medals and have people cheering for them. And then we also host our own events so that finances are never a barrier because the events that we host are typically free and welcome. When we first spoke and you asked me that question, oh yeah, sure, we use a lot of technology. But then when I actually sat down and wanted to prepare for this call, I started to list all of the software that we're using, and I was actually really surprised at just how much.
Hello, welcome back with another episode of Second Brain, AI-powered business thinking. I'm your host, Vimal Patel from RoundTechSquare. Today we have a guest in-house, Leslie Gold from California, with the proud owner of Strides in Recovery. Hello, Leslie. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thank you. Hi.
Okay, thank you very much for being over here. Strides in Recovery is a very unique organization in terms of wellness and fitness industry, I would say. And I did a lot of research and a lot of study about your brand. A very wonderful initiative, very, very out of the box thought process of helping the mankind, helping the humanity. And then you are doing a really great job from so many years. And then, I will let you tell us more about it. What does the Strides in Recovery does?
Thank you. So we are a nonprofit that is based in Los Angeles County, and the population that we serve is people in early stages of addiction recovery. And our goal is to help them grow physically stronger, emotionally stronger, mentally stronger so that they can do their best at the hard work of recovery. And the way we do that is by leading running programs. So we actually go into addiction treatment programs and get the clients out walking or running, whatever pace is good for them. And then we take them to events so they get to see what the running community is like and get medals and have people cheering for them. And then we also host our own events so that finances are never a barrier because the events that we host are typically free and welcome not just our own program participants, but anybody who is in the recovery community and is looking for a active, sober, stable community to join.
Nice. I mean, that's a great initiative in a sense of thinking over mankind and thinking about humanity, saying that people tend to left that thing behind and then just keep doing and keep getting busy in themselves and then in their business and work, but at the same time looking back and then take care of that and then giving something back to the community is also important. So thank you very much for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we'll get on the real questions, and then I wanted to learn a lot of things about you on this podcast. First thing first, I will ask you, how are you using technology to do and serve your mission and your purpose? Because I see the wonderful website, I saw a lot of activities happening on social media. I will let you kind of teach us that how are you kind of using a technology very smartly and then doing this whole efforts and initiative.
When we first spoke and you asked me that question, I thought, yeah, sure, we use a lot of technology. But then when I actually sat down and wanted to prepare for this call, I started to list all of the software that we're using, and I was actually really surprised at just how much. And then I thought, okay, where do I start? So I'm not just reading some long list. So I wanted to take it from the perspective of who are all the different populations that we are serving or who are stakeholders in the organization in one way or another, and then what software and processes do we have in place to make their experience as efficient and positive and easy for them. So I looked at it from the perspective of the volunteers, of our sponsors, our donors, our alumni community, our coaches, the rest of our staff. I don't know if you have a particular place you want me to start.
No, I mean in general. I mean you have a lot of connection. Like you are of course as a nonprofit you're taking donations. There are places to have the volunteers join. There are places to kind of subscribe for like more information. There is an event page. So you must be nailed out the whole process of using different tools and software. And the way you are saying that you have a long list of software you just realize that you are using. So I assume, and I definitely know for sure that the technology is helping you in terms of running the whole game of this whole initiative and then helping the people out there. So how's your overall experience in terms of using the technology? I mean, how is helping you? How is benefiting you?
It makes us so much more efficient.
Okay.
And one of the really important things for us is making sure that when people finish residential treatment, that we're still able to stay connected with them. So one of the processes, an example that we put in place is everybody has to sign a liability waiver when they first start. And in the very beginning, we were doing this with paper. Okay, here, sign the
Super.
form. And then what's the coach supposed to do? Like, I'm going on a run, I'll stick the piece of paper someplace and hope it's there when I
Okay.
come back. So we scrap that
Okay.
and have all the waivers are available now on each coach's
Digitally.
cell phone. And
Okay.
then what we do with that is in the process of signing the waiver, we're also collecting the demographic information that our funders are going to want to see. And then we get their email addresses and their cell phone numbers so that when they leave, the email address is going into our our MailChimp account. And then we have the phone numbers going into the texting software that we use. So every single time we have an event now, everybody gets the email blast, everybody
Text
gets
message.
the cell
Text
phone.
message.
And then, anytime donors are asking us or potential funders are asking, how many people are in your program? That's where we download it from. What's the mix of your population? There it is. What treatment centers are you serving? And sometimes our treatment providers are calling us and asking for the stats. And it's very simple to go back into the software and pull that out and provide the information. And then it also helps us see where there might be gaps, like, this particular place, they haven't been signing any of the waivers, got to send a reminder to the coach because obviously we need that protection.
Yes, sir. Okay, understood. So very nicely said and explained, saying that all these softwares and tools are helping the organization as well as the system is in place so that the users and then the people who are benefiting out of this initiative is also kind of having a very smooth transition. There is no like back and forth, or there is no like, okay, paper, I missed the paper, where is it, sign it, save it, store it.
Yeah.
All those things are very nicely done digitally, and then you are absolutely doing stunning over there. Now, you must have heard AI, right? I mean, everybody in this world right now, from small child to all the way, like the senior people, they are aware of this AI and then automations and everything. Now, if you can put some light on it, that what kind of automation, maybe the tool or maybe the process you are using, and then kind of making it more exciting or more scaling in terms of like using AI tool or features for the whole organization.
Yeah, I think for us, we're using it a couple different ways. One, and probably the primary one, is to make writing go so much more quickly. Sometimes people will
Wow.
say,
Okay.
"Oh, we need you to fill out." Maybe it's a grant application, or but you got to say this blah 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 in 500 words. I can't sit
Oh,
there and
wow.
edit all this stuff. I just
Okay.
write the whole thing out, everything I want to say, throw it in, and all right, turn
And
this
then gives you the
into,
very concise information.
yeah, or
Nice.
however
Okay.
many characters. So that's huge. Or sometimes I'm writing something and I'm just staring at the blank screen and don't even know where to start. And I
And
just say,
that
well, I
helps.
want to make sure I'm communicating this, and that. And it cranks something out. And I do have to go back and forth. It's not like I get a perfect result on the first
Of
try,
course.
but I also appreciate that I can say, this is the audience that this document needs to be written for, so tailor it that way, or make sure to emphasize more of this particular point. So it saves me from having to sit there and wordsmith everything, and
Okay.
sometimes it helps
Nice.
me
Nice.
think
So
of things I wouldn't have thought of myself.
that's true. That's indeed that's true. I mean, we coming back from the era of newspaper, books, reading, writing, all that thing to right now. any of our thought. We don't need to get stuck in somewhere. We just throw certain commands and certain, like, simple question. I mean, I was talking to another person. He was saying it such a nice way, saying that even if I make a mistake of asking something in AI will understand my mistake and then give me the right answer. I was like, okay, that's so funny to put it, because sometimes we make that, we are human, right? So we make a mistake of writing some prompt with the wrong spelling, but still the AI will be smart enough to kind of tell us the right answer and understand that, and that's a spelling mistakes. Don't worry about it. I'll still give you the right answer. But yeah, that's very cool to find out that it gives you and saves a lot of human time. At the same time, gives you the accurate data to the point conversation, which can help to you to kind of maneuver the emails drafting or the application drafting, or maybe like setting up the simple automations like a text message follow up. What should go in a text message? How smartly we can write it down? Email content or email body where kind of motivates the participants or the donor or anybody, and then have all those things written down. So very, very, very nicely use of AI, I must say. Thank you very much. And at the same time, if I may ask, like, you do this thing from so many years, right? You must have that thought in your mind that when I wake up in the morning and when I see everything, that this one process or this one task, I hope that technology can do it for me, right? I mean, you have so many tasks going on, right? You have so many things going on, volunteers, donors, events, organizing everything. But at the same time, there must be somewhere in your heart and in your brain saying that, this is very important, but I don't like to do it. I hope that technology takes over and then do that thing for me. I mean, if you can just tell us, if it is multiple, I don't mind. Something which you want us to do it for you.
Um, Wait, that's a good question. I'm sure there is. I think the first thing would be helping us with outreach to corporate sponsors and identifying
That's
who's
right.
the right contact person. Just because you say you want to build a relationship with brand X, it's like, where do I start? So you can go in
That's
and
right.
say,
Okay.
okay, give me all of the, let's say, shoe companies and who's their corporate social responsibility person. Crank out a list, give me their emails, give me their contact information, and then I can get started with it. So it saves me a lot of research. Um,
Okay.
yeah, that would be
That would
definitely
be the
one. And I
number. Okay.
know,
So
yeah.
yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you up, but what you are teaching us right now is that, okay, hey, the initiative or the brand goal is just to serve the humanity, to serve the certain community and certain people, so that if the AI can comes in a picture and then do that task, so that all your other stuff which is already been organized such a nice way with the use of tech and AI can function everything very well. So it's more about like getting sales done in another way, getting the leads going on, and then having those organizations, those community come and connect with you so that you can help them more. I mean, you can scale the whole efforts into X number of time versus do it manually, making phone calls, sending them a one or two or three individual separate emails, versus you have a list of 100 people, throw that into a software. The software will send 100 people an email who are a right audience for you with a lot of research. So yeah, so that's wonderfully explained, and then it gives us an opportunity saying that, okay, hey, we can create something like that into this wellness and fitness industry. Nice. The one more question would be, you have meeting a lot of these people and organization, right? What do they say in terms of joining with you, and then say that, okay, hey, what we are seeing has a more visibility, and what we are seeing, we are understanding your mission and your initiative, and then it gives us a lot of clarity, just because everything is available. So what are those thoughts of people when they look at you or look at the brand, and then when you talk about it, believe in you by looking of lot of clear information on internet? I mean, what are your combined thoughts of what people are saying, just because you have everything so clearly mentioned? We believe in you and we wanted to connect. I mean, how that conversations are happening. I mean, with the use of tech, you are clearing so many thoughts. So how is helping you?
Well, the first thing I think we want people to see when they look at us is we're a supportive, non-judgmental community, and we're there to help people grow stronger. So we
Okay.
absolutely want to keep the personal touch, and make sure that any kind of technology is in the background so they always feel like they're really talking to us. They're not talking to bots or whatever. Um, yeah, I mean, just trying to think.
In
Yeah.
terms of in terms of technology, in terms
Uh-huh.
of like using this thing, like for example, there is a famous saying people say that AI will take our job, right? But the people like you, the leader like you, who understood very well and say that, okay, hey, AI will not take the job, but at the same time, AI will help me, or software will help me to kind of get where I want to get to, and then get the maximum benefit out of it, right? So you must be around the people saying that, okay, hey, we don't want to use the technology. What would you tell those people saying that, okay, no, no, look, listen, like, just understand that what I have created with the absolute use of technology and AI, like, any message for those people who are thinking that, okay, no, my job will go away because, there are a lot of softwares and technology.
Oh, I think of it as technology will help you be better at your job. I mean,
That's right.
I think back to, I'm so old that I used to type papers with a typewriter when I was in school. And then when software came out and it was like, oh, you don't have to sit there and get the white out and retype it. You could just backspace a little bit and boom. And now I can write my papers more quickly and spend my time somewhere else. So I think of it as every day my to-do list is always longer than what I can accomplish. So the
Okay.
more of the tasks that I can offload to technology, then the more I can do that is kind of the highest and best use of my time. And the same thing with the rest of my staff, that let them do what's the highest and best use and let technology do everything else. And then
That's
we
right. Yeah.
can do better, serve more people, and
Okay.
do better at
So
our
I
mission.
it's yeah, I think it's happy to hear that leaders like you understands and believe that AI will not take your job, but at the same time allocating the right task and then doing it smartly, and then scaling it everything together. I think that's the best use of technology and AI. I mean, that being said, we are kind of coming closer to our end of the podcast. So if somebody is so motivated and then need of the service or need of this initiative and believing in your mission and then your efforts, where they can find you and where they can come and then read about you and then kind of join you as a team, as a brand, as a company, as a corporate. Where can we find you on internet?
Great. So first would be our website, which is stridesandrecovery.org. You can see it right on my shirt. Um,
Oh, perfect. Okay.
and you can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn.
Okay, beautiful. I will mention all these links out there for the audience if they wanted to kind of learn more about you and then just kind of be a part of this whole initiative. So thank you very much, Leslie,
You're welcome.
to give us little insights, and then very unique to find out that this initiative or these efforts are being so technology efficient, where everything is happening, and then you are very smart enough to kind of use it such a way that it just helps the user, helps the corporate, and then being out there to help the mankind. So thank you, Leslie. Till the next time, thank you very much.
Hey, thank you.